dude. Bam! Back at you. Mondays with the Mako, Group 3 rocking, special guest, Dobbin Buck. We're going to dig in with this badass real quick here. I'm thrilled to have him. He's been a key ally and asset for me in my development at Infusionsoft. Sales, process, people, culture, and leadership. That's what we're going to dig into. He had a great session here about leadership, how he built an amazing team at GetUWired from a small group of guys to a big group of amazing marketers and drivers with sales and process and systems. Dobbin, thank you for spending your Mondays with the Mako.
Awesome. Always happy to be with the Shark. You know, and one thing I want to say is you gave me a lot of credit, but right off the bat, let me just say that everything that we do as a company as GetUWired, we do together. So there's 36 winners that do it together, and I want to draw special attention to my partners, Melissa, Alan, and Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
They're my best friends, they are my heroes, and they are my leaders, and we work together to do incredible things together. So anything that I take credit for, it's theirs as well.
Awesome. Leader. Tell us about GetUWired.
GetUWired is a full-service marketing agency. We're of course based around Infusionsoft, so practically everything we do is in one way or another is touching Infusionsoft. We work very heavily in the Infusionsoft ecosystem. We have 36 full-time team members in a cabin in rural North Georgia, out in the woods. We're very proud of that. We work in what many would consider to be a difficult area to help small business owners around the world succeed in their marketing.
In the backwoods.
Yeah, but despite that, we've been highly celebrated as a team based on our efforts. We're very proud of what we do for small businesses, and we have a wonderful group of team members, project managers, developers, engineers, ICCs, designers, copywriters, office staff, administration. We've got the full gamut there, and I love my team. I love what we do for small businesses.
You started with purpose and why as you built the team. Tell us a little bit about how you guys came together and all constructed that why and the purpose for the company.
Great. You know, that really came together when we went to Infusionsoft's Elite Forum. So things were moving along, but you know, you get to a plateau where you aren't growing anymore. And so when we were, I think we were at around 1.5 million, somewhere there. We were sort of hitting some blockages or some growth. Well, you know what? Actually, we probably didn't even realize how stunted we were at that point. But we went to Elite Forum, and then ultimately, as a result of going to Infusionsoft's Elite Forum, we came back, and with the entire company, over 30 people, we developed our vision, which is our mission, our purpose, and our values, which we live by, which we hire by, which we fire by. And that is really what solidified, and along with that we started doing a lot of more cultural work, team building events, regular rhythms, daily rhythms, weekly leadership rhythms, monthly rhythms, quarterly rhythms, and annual rhythms, all in alignment with what's prescribed by Clayt and the team at Elite Forum. Life-changing.
Love it. I want to talk about what came from a revenue perspective from that, but you've been effective with finding the right people for team growth and team building because of those principles. How has that led into that and became an advantage for you, the purpose and the why?
Sure, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, we hire to our values.
Yep.
And what we found is we're now hiring to a mindset as opposed to a skill set. All right? A lot of our employees, I would say, gosh, 85% of our employees were actually hired fresh out of college from North Georgia College in Dahlonega, Georgia, in internship programs, and we've trained them from a ground up. Now, you might think that a four-year college graduate is sort of ready to go. Well, in my opinion, that's sort of where the training begins, right? So they come in, they have a certain degree of skill sets, but really we work hard, we introduce them to the culture. We have online training that we do in the first 90 days, shadowing, mentorship programs, and we really do everything we can to bring them into the culture, get them culturally adapted, and then really work hard on helping them to master their craft. And then guess what? The next stage is developing them as leaders.
Yes,
from an
everybody
early,
a leader.
Yeah, from the beginning. So everybody has the opportunity from intern to owner to participate in Melissa Allen's leadership training that we have every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. where we're studying different books. They're helping us with our quarterly smarts that we have as leaders.
Yep.
So they participate in basically defining the future of the company.
How have you been since that's evolved with churn, employee churn?
Sure, it has helped employee churn in two different ways. One, we find ourselves not needing to suggest that people may find better employment elsewhere, right? So we aren't asking people to leave nearly as much. And ultimately, we have a higher stick rate. Now, as you can imagine, in the backwoods of Georgia, you know, we aren't able to pay what inner city agencies
like
may
what
be
you're
able
getting
to
in
pay.
Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a payoff. Your quality of life is far better out of the cabin in the backwoods by waterfalls and forests and the natural beauty that we live in. So there's a trade there, but also you want to go into a place that you feel that your voice is heard, that your creativity contributes to the success of the company, and that's really what we try very hard to ensure. And that's not something you just make a decision on and then it happens.
No.
It's something that you really have to do, and it has to happen all the way through the spectrum of the company on a day-to-day basis, and keep that in the forefront, right?
Well done fostering that and getting that going. It's the long haul game there, guys. Dobbin, let's talk about your big three over the next 60 to 90 days. I'm going to give you guys my big three, and then we're going to get with Peter Daly-Dixon here, who's holding the camera right now. Peter, thank you, brother. Big three, Dobbin. What are you working on? What are you driving on?
Okay, a big thing as a company that we're working on is raising our revenue of residual income. So right now we're at about a 25% residual income, 75% custom development. Right now, and moving forward through the next year to the end of 2017, our goal is to get to 50% residual income. That's our primary focus as a company, as a leadership team for the next year. And there's a lot of parts and pieces that have to do with that. Secondly, I'll use two that are really personal. It's better quality life and more time being spent with my family is really important. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old boy, and I really want to be there for them, so I'm working hard to not work 12 hours a day anymore, to get home, spend time with them. And then thirdly, my own personal continued education as a business owner, as a leader, reading books, working with people smarter than me, mentors, people that can help me to grow at a more exponential rate, and a personal passion in there, which I always like to mention, is neuro-linguistic programming, which is a real passion of mine and has helped me in business development, sales, and as a human being in a very big way.
Phenomenal, Dobbin. Peter's a developer. He smiled on that one. I'm going to stick with Dobbin and follow his lead on that. Results, number one for me, as we push through Q4 and end of year. Also with number two, personal development, specifically leadership development. And then number three, I'm going to work a little bit more on my personal brand, my passive income, and that push for my website by the end of the year and my membership content. Dobbin, brother, thank you, man. Damn it, you're awesome. Peter, thank you for holding the camera, guys. Have a great week. Go get it. Crush your Monday.